have for us and the expectations we have for each other as educators. Our new literacy plan is the first step towards a stronger growth. And I love it.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, every weekday from 12 to 1, streaming live on YouTube and on 1017 The Truth.
Day one, diagnosis day, the hardest day, the day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah.
Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in Radio Land? How y'all doing out there in the chat? Salute to everybody that's joining the show today. We got another powerful conversation for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Salute to everybody tuning in to the show. However you consuming the show today, online, on the broadcast, on the live broadcast, 1017 The Truth, on YouTube, salute. We got a lot to unpack today. Who in the chat? Who we got in the chat? Jeff? Tracy, how you doing, Tracy? Not Really a City Girl, Sincere Running Ray Real, and a new, I don't even know how to say this name, Siyaatale in the chat says, who want the smoke today? Who want all the smoke today? Well, it's going to be a smoky show today. It's going to be a very smoky show. And he must be on the frequency, because I'll tell you this, we are going to talk house fires. This is the time of the year where a lot of people experience house fires. And I get called to house fires after the house is on fire. And usually people lose everything. Hey, Tory Lowe, we done lost everything. People used to come to me, and I used to try to organize for them to get at least a place to be and then recover some things. And I've been doing this for years. But lately I've been seeing house fires, and I'm like, wow, are people prepared? Do people have a house fire safety plan for their home? And these are things that we're going to discuss today, because a lot of y'all smoke detectors might not be on right now. Y'all smoke detectors might not be working. Oh, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. I see Willie. I see you, Willie. Mo the Elephant in the chat. No, I didn't try to skip. I didn't try to skip you, Willie. I see you, Willie. Hey, look. Okay, so the thing is, when you talk about being prepared, some people just, when the fire starts or when they are involved in a house fire, I don't think a lot of people plan on having all their belongings burnt up. I don't. I think nobody does. It's like insurance. It's like people don't have insurance because they don't want to talk about death, or they don't properly plan for death. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's the season. I said it a couple weeks ago. This is the season for house fires. There are going to be a lot of house fires because y'all start plugging in stuff. Y'all want to get them Christmas lights. Your outlets y'all got weak wires. Electric wires are not up to par, especially if the house is old. Especially if you're living in an old house, the wiring might be all messed up. But this is the year. This is the year to really understand that anything can happen, especially when it gets cold. A lot of y'all got them space heaters out right now. We living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A lot of y'all got them space heaters, got your foot sleeping with, you sleep all wild and you got your foot on the space heater and you don't even know it because you done rolled over and put your foot on the space heater. You're supposed to be 3 feet away from the space heater. You got to give it a room. You got to have a space. You ain't supposed to be on top of the space heater. Some of y'all right on top of slept on top of the space heater last night, had it 2 inches from the blanket. It could go left. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to ask, my question of the day is, do you have a safety plan, a fire safety plan? Do you have one? And we're going to go through what it's supposed to look like all on the show today. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be another powerful conversation. Also, we got a couple stories that I want to talk about when it comes to having these fires. A couple houses have made the news already when it comes to these, fires. And everybody, every race is affected by this. I mean, I get called to so many house fires every year. And I don't work with the Red Cross. I had got into a situation one time where the woman lied about what Red Cross had done for her because the boyfriend, she was kind of had some mental health issues. And the boyfriend was trying to, do a little bit extra and lied about what Red Cross had done. But at the same time, Red Cross was cutting funding for certain zip codes. They was saying that they will no longer deal with fires in certain zip codes, and most of those zip codes was black zip codes. So even though the girl lied, it uncovered something else that was going on, and then they kind of got back on track with those zip codes. But I'll say this. When I meet families in tragic situations, honestly, nobody plans to have a huge, life-altering, tragic event happen to them. Every day people wake up. That's why you can't take the time you have on this earth, the days you wake up, for granted, because you never know. You never know. So I think that this is the perfect time, since it's cold outside and y'all got them heaters going and y'all got them lights y'all want to do for Christmas. It's December and you got the lights on outside. You got the lights on in the house around the window. Y'all got the Christmas tree lights going. Y'all might make a mistake. Y'all cooking. Y'all leaving the dish rag on the stove. So we got to have this conversation, but we got a lot of other stories to get to. Hey, look, when we come back, we going to get into the show, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a woman-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Ho, ho, ho,
right back.
Santa?
Ho, ho, ho! Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, ho, ho! So many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Look, you can watch the Tory Lowe Show on YouTube. 1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show on YouTube as we broadcast live and on social media, X. We got it on Facebook now, on the Truth site on Facebook, and you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I saw this story, and this happened in Atlanta. Now, what happened was they found 1,600 pounds of meth in a shipment of blackberries. They were shipping the methamphetamines with the fruit. If you watching this, we broadcast live. We got video of this. I need y'all to tune into this. It's a lot. This is a lot of methamphetamine. I'm gonna give y'all at least 30 seconds to tune in as we broadcast live because I can't believe that they was doing this. I wonder how many shipments they was doing this way. But they got busted big time. Methamphetamines, whole big sacks of meth under blackberry, under that fruit, blackberry. All right, time's up. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got video. Let's listen.
A massive display of drugs here worth tens of millions of dollars, both in Southeast Atlanta and seized in Hall County there. They were inside pallets of blackberries on the back of trucks ready to hit the streets.
Ready to hit the streets.
Methamphetamine has destroyed families, it's ruined lives.
Somebody
People
look
have
at
overdosed and die, and it happens every day.
A major victory is nearly 1,600 pounds of meth taken off North Georgia streets. Officials say Mexican cartels are to blame. The discovery and arrest took place November 20th, one in Hall County, the other in Southeast Atlanta, as the drugs were hidden in pallets of blackberries on the back of trucks worth tens of millions of dollars.
Wow.
GBI and the Hall County Sheriff's Office arrested two men who, as of earlier this week, are now facing federal drug trafficking charges.
The truck was found empty, but the driver of that truck was taken into custody and is set to be deported.
Those trafficking narcotics into our communities, we utilize anything. So we've seen all kinds of produce, but we've seen just about anything you can think of, from building materials to compartments in vehicles.
All right, we get the point. But who smoked? All right, we had a whole show the other day trying to figure out, was the crack epidemic properly addressed? Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe it's the meth. Maybe people are smoking meth now. Because if they're shipping it in like that, I mean, I got to raise an eyebrow to this. Maybe meth is out here on the streets as bad as it was when they had the crack everywhere on the street. So this is a 1,600 pound shipment that they stopped in one shipment. How many shipments got passed though? That's what I'm saying. Is this the new Freeway Rick Ross? Just the Hispanic, just the Hector. It's just Hector. And who is Like I said, like, who's smoking meth? Can you look that up, Andrew? Who smokes? Who are smoking on the meth? Because when I was out there in Iowa and Minnesota, the farm boys was cooking up the meth. Like, meth, you got to have a chemistry. That's a lot of chemicals that it take to make methamphetamines. See, crack was just, the powder in the coke. Methamphetamines was a couple things. They had I don't even know all the ingredients. And they started locking up some of the chemicals at the stores, putting it in the glass case because people was taking things out of the store to make meth. And once they found out the ingredients was on the shelves in the local stores, they started. That's why you see some of the, well, at least at first when they started doing it, that's why you see some of the items at some of these stores, they in the lock. You got to ask somebody to come help you get it from the lock. What you say, Andrew? What's going on?
So non-Hispanic whites are the highest users of methamphetamine, followed closely by Hispanics. Non-Hispanic other races combined is the smallest percentage, which is about 5% out of every 1,000 people.
Okay, so non-Hispanic whites use meth the most. At what percent?
At 7.5.
And then after that is the Hispanic. At what percent?
6.7.
And then everybody else is at what?
5.6.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. In the hood, I didn't see methamphetamines when I was going back and forth between Iowa and Wisconsin. Like when I got to Milwaukee, cats wasn't on meth like that. That wasn't the drug of choice. I rarely would see or hardly ever see anybody black using methamphetamine.
According to this statistic that keeps track of all drug users, Tory, it's close to 34,000 individuals in Wisconsin use meth.
Well, Wisconsin is mostly a white state. Yeah. We got a few pockets of black. Milwaukee is 40% black. You probably got Madison. They got a small population of blacks. Green Bay. And once you get outside of certain areas, it's leave it to Beaver. Okay? Mayberry, basically. So, like I said, I was just wondering when I seen that this shipment came in. Hey, y'all when we was talking about the crack epidemic the other day, a lot of people thought it was kind of funny, but I'm telling you, it's some chemicals going on. A lot of people are chemically dependent, and I don't know what your chemical drug of choice is, but the behavior. I'm looking at the behavior. Somebody sent me a video of people, a crowd of people walking into the store and just grabbing stuff and walking out like nothing. No mask on or nothing. They got a group of people, they walked into the store and took all the items, didn't cover their face, didn't give a damn. I said, that's crazy. Don't you know they got facial recognition? Like, don't you know all of y'all finna go to jail? All y'all finna get felonies? It's like they don't care. I know some people, they can't manage on the outside, so when they get to jail, they get 3 square meals and a place to sleep. So they don't care. It's getting cold anyway. I'm freezing anyway. I need somewhere to stay. I might have to go to jail. It's sad, but it's true. And it sounds funny, but it's a revolving door. It's a revolving door. Jail is a revolving. Some people keep going in and out of jail. When they get back in on the inside, it's like family up in there. They done been to jail so many times. Even the juvenile detention center. They catch these young people, they keep them in the juvenile detention facility for a little bit, and then they get right back out. Then do the same thing. It's like a revolving door with that. It's a huge problem. But, hey, Also, don't forget the lead poisoning. Okay, I didn't even know lead paint had made a comeback. They was lying saying that they got the lead paint cleaned up. All that money went to cleaning up the lead paint, and it's still houses out here with lead paint. They say 1,000 children a year are affected by lead paint in the city of Milwaukee. 1,000 kids still from lead paint chips in 2025. I thought we had moved on to try to get the lead laterals up out the ground. So now you got the lead laterals that can get you. You can still some places that got lead paint. Okay, here we go. I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to fight these issues, thinking we making progress, and I see articles to show that they was lying about the lead paint. That hit me. That hit me hard when I saw that statistic. I ain't gonna even front, cause when we was down there fighting to try to get the lead laterals up out the ground or out about these houses, everybody was like, "Oh, we got the lead paint under control." You know. They was saying that they didn't want to even admit that it was the lead laterals. So it took a minute for them to even admit about the lead laterals coming through the sink. The lead water from the lead laterals coming through the sink. They didn't even want to admit that. Then when they finally admitted it, okay, you know what? I'm going to keep it moving because I'm tired of fighting these folks and they lying and trying to shape the narrative that's really at a disadvantage to the people. They finally trying to clean up these schools after I've been talking about it for over a decade. This last summer, they went through all the schools to try to get the lead out because something happened that gold in my ear with them kids. And that wasn't even black. These kids is multi-race. You know, they got other races that go to my ear. And I think it was a student in Bayview that didn't look like me. And they raised HE double hockey sticks over these lead instances. But we got a whole north side, thousands of kids being affected by lead, and you don't hear one peep. You don't hear one peep. Okay. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to have a pop culture report with GP, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tired of managing your rental property? Or maybe you just don't know where to start? At Odom Investments and Property Management, our professional team handles everything from tenant placement to maintenance and rent collection, so you don't have to. Let us take the stress out of property management. Call 855-ODOM-WAY or 855-636-6929 and experience the Odom Way today.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease and he's on dialysis and he wants to get on the list and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Packers versus Bears is almost here for Game of the Week in Green Bay. A high of 20 degrees in the frozen tundra. Head coach Matt LaFleur on the cold weather.
It's negligible this week. It doesn't really matter because Chicago's in the same environment. So
kickoff is at 3:25 on Sunday. A weird week for the Milwaukee Bucks as trade talks rise and Giannis falls in the last win versus the Pistons. Bucks guard Kevin Porter Jr. on the rumors.
There's a lot of outside noise. That's just what comes with it. And, Yanni does a great job of assuring that he's wanting to be here with this group specifically.
Tip-off is tonight at 7. Marquette is heading to the state capitol to face off against the Wisconsin Badgers for college basketball in the state rivalry. That game begins tomorrow at 1 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member, FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Joining me for the Pop Culture Report, we got GP, Truth Nation Insider in studio.
What it do?
GP, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's Friday. It's always a blessing to make it to to the end of the work week. So
hey,
it feels good.
The doc didn't drop.
It has. It's been out for
the Diddy doc.
What's been 4 days now? 3 days now? Something like that, somewhere around that. But it seems like 50 Cent, I don't know if it was a stern warning from Diddy or kind of something that preluded, or I guess it leads towards something else. But they were saying that he sent him basically a funeral arrangement. I know that it kind of went viral online. Yeah. They were saying that the flowers, or 50 Cent kind of alluded to the fact that he got a random bouquet or kind of flower assortment from somebody. And a lot of people in the comments were kind of saying it looked like funeral arrangement flowers. There was,
oh, wow.
I'm not sure exactly what flowers go into it, but obviously in the wake of the documentary, and as we talked about it all off air as well, 50 Cent got the rights or some of these clips and stuff like that because Diddy had paid to fail a fee, or failed to pay a fee.
Well, I heard that Diddy had photographers around him 24/7.
Right, documenting, capturing everything.
And they negotiated a fee. And since it was Diddy, they gave him a good deal on it. But Diddy wanted the cameras around him 24/7, recording everything.
Yeah.
So when it was time to pay the bill, he defaulted. And now, once you default, it's no longer your material. It's the photographer's material to do whatever they want.
Whatever they please, yeah.
Right. And a lot of people don't know that. Like when you do things with people and you agree to pay the fee, or, when you're working with people, let's keep it in photography, and then they taking pictures of you, they doing this and that. After 30 days or 60 days and you don't pay, it's their footage.
Yes, their intellectual property, basically. Right. So, again, he kind of set himself up for, a failure in that aspect. But, again, I've loosely kind of watched the documentary. I won't say that I've seen it in full yet. There's still a lot of things to kind of break down. But it's crazy seeing, again, all these kind of stories that are kind of trickling out about it. Again, a story that cracked me up was the story with Eric Sermon. I don't think anyone has ever played me a song that was so hard I forgot I wanted to fight him. I mean, obviously, he had a girlfriend. I believe Mina was her name at the time. And he kind of alluded to the fact that Diddy was preying on her and kind of, I guess, like trying to get inside her mind, basically get inside her mind. And obviously they ended up having some type of relation. They had a son later down the road, right? And so there was a story where I think they pulled up, or Diddy pulled up on him outside the studio, and
she was in the car with him.
Yeah, and just socked him. And so Eric Sermon kind of was like, listen, I'll give him
It sounded like Eric Sermon was kind of soft, too.
I don't want to say soft, but
Diddy punched you in the face. You said you wanted to fight him. jump in the car. We finna go around the corner. Who's gonna? Let's play in a fight. I mean, you hit me in the face.
I mean, if someone, it was all legit, you might lose everything. That's a great song. I don't know.
So
maybe he was
they got in the car. The story goes, he got in the car.
Right.
They drive off, and then Diddy was like, "Oh, you know what? Before we fight, listen to this song." And it was what Biggie's
debut album.
Album, and he fell back.
Lost all anger, all sense of disagreement.
He said, "That's dope,"
which is crazy to me. Again, I've never heard anything like that in my life. And then there's the story as well with Lil Rod, who apparently was waking up
who
sore.
has a lawsuit,
right? Has a lawsuit open against Diddy, for alleged sexual abuse and kind of battery and all types of other things. But apparently he was obviously producing some content or some music for him, whichever one it was. And he said that he was waking up sore, staying the night at his house, which is
and
crazy.
He said sometimes it would be strippers he would wake up next to from the wild partying.
Right.
Then some nights it'll be Diddy that he woke up next to.
Listen, man.
I'm just saying. And he was sore.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. To want to go back, to want to stay another night is insane in my mind. I feel like Diddy might have had a house that was big enough for you to sleep in the other wing. I don't understand why he ended up next to Diddy in the first place, but it's crazy. Hey, it's crazy. I don't know. This documentary is... It's a crazy prelude, or not a prelude, but kind of following the trial and everything that we've heard and seen and witnessed. Obviously, there was the guns, the baby oil, there was the pills, there's all types of other stuff. And so you kind of are getting to see, I guess, how vindictive, how controlling, how manipulating, conniving.
There was something else about the documentary that made me raise an eyebrow.
Okay, what was that for you?
Because Bill Cosby got in trouble for the Spanish fly,
Yep.
And I guess this knocks you out to where when you wake up, you don't know what happened.
At all. No recollection. Yep.
Okay, here go the documentary with Diddy. The girl from Danity Kane.
Aubrey O'Day?
Yeah, Aubrey O'Day said that she got a letter from a girl that said she was unconscious. And Diddy and another person was, dealing with her in a sexual abusive way.
Yes.
She said she doesn't remember that. She's just saying that this is what somebody told her.
Mm-hmm.
And from the looks of it, it seems like this is something that goes on in these celebrity arenas where they have access to, drugs that can put you in a state where when you wake up, you don't even know what took place.
Yeah.
And Rick Ross rapped about it.
Yeah, which is even crazier, too.
He said that he did something.
Molly in the champagne.
And she didn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a culture that's going on?
I think
a lot of people waking up the next day feeling sore, like Lil Ron.
No.
Like Lil Ron.
It's not a laughing matter necessarily, but the thing is, again, we have people who come from nothing, who are willing to do everything in order to kind of get some type of status, some type of fame. And when you're in rooms again with men like P. Diddy, and I don't want to, necessarily allude.
Darren Sharper.
What I'm saying, I don't want to allude to
your boy Darren Sharper. He went to prison. A Packer legend.
Yeah, football player. Yeah.
Okay, I never understood why people. It's a sickness. I always thought that people, like, if you doze off and somebody took a picture of you while you were asleep, something was wrong with them. Because every time you catch a pervert or something, they got plenty pictures in their phones of people that they assaulted while they were asleep.
Yeah.
So I always relate that to people dealing with people while they sleep. Why are you messing with somebody while they unconscious, right?
Yeah.
But these people, they do that to have complete control.
Yeah, it's like a society again. It's like something that you kind of get welcomed into, not necessarily with welcome or with open arms, but people are willing to see how far they can take it with you and how far they can push it in order to see how they can use you, how valuable you'll be down the road. And kind of that's what we've seen essentially with Diddy. In the documentary, obviously he had making the band where these were people who were doing anything that they possibly could to get the fame. And that we can't even speak to what we haven't seen on camera. But again, they were walking to go get cheesecake, and he had them running miles and laps and stuff like that in
That's
Central
how they
Park.
do in New York. That's how. Yeah.
Is that New York's finest?
Yeah, that's what y'all doing down there.
Yeah, I walked right into that one.
Oh, wow.
But no, it's crazy. Again, the footage it's damning almost. Again, there's stuff that alludes to him setting up Pac and Biggie, obviously because he was afraid of them squashing the beef, which was very profitable for Bad Boy and Death Row at the time period in the 90s. And so Diddy always wanted to be on top, and he was willing to kind of crush anybody that came along the way, whether it be mentally, physically, or kind of spiritually. That's what we're seeing essentially in the documentary.
Well, this is what bothered me about Diddy. Diddy started out as I think it's Howard University.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped out to get into the music industry. Andre Harrell was over Uptown.
Yep.
I heard these small stories before, but what I didn't hear was Diddy started wanting to be the guy no matter who was around. He was always jealous of the person that was shining brighter than him at the time.
Yeah.
So he would always go after their girlfriends or their side chicks or girls that were messing around with a lot of these men that had power. So he would always target women that were associated with a lot of the it guys or the hot rappers or the hot executives, and he would take them.
Yeah, it's something that we see.
And he did that to 50 Cent. 50 Cent, baby mama, was in the trial. This is why 50 is doing, I think 50 doing this documentary in a way because he's salty because Diddy got a hold of his baby mama.
I think that's a part of it, but I also think that this was kind of just a layup for 50 Cent in the first place. Again, they had some type of disagreements, and there's even an interview, I believe, I'm not sure exactly how long ago it was, but he kind of alluded to the fact when, again, he tells that story when Puff wanted to take him shopping. And so 50 Cent, who claims to be or kind of necessarily is a hard, kind of strict, no-nonsense street dude, he always thought that Diddy was kind of weird. And so, again, if you have access to this footage and it's a story that can be created and told and everybody will keep commenting on it and keep kind of pushing it, even further and further and further, then 50 Cent, he's a businessman at the end of the day. He sees a profit and he sees a chance to kind of humiliate somebody.
And he's selfish, extremely ultra selfish.
Right.
That's what I got out the documentary. He didn't want to pay nobody. He wanted to make sure he spoon-fed everybody around him so they could never get to a point where they can challenge his spotlight.
Right. Never challenge his authority.
Right.
Everybody's under his thumb. You do things under his term, on his, on his will or kind of at his bidding. And so, again, he's sitting in jail right now, obviously, because he thought that he was invincible. He got caught doing things that were illegal. And this is just kind of making things even harder for him, I guess, when he does come out of jail. Again, we keep talking about the chance that he might have to repeal his image. I don't think there's going to be anything left for him to kind of fix. I have to backtrack on some of the stuff that I said earlier this year, that this documentary only paints him as more of a narcissistic, more harmful, more demonic person, as we kind of, I guess, never thought to see or never thought before. So
in this documentary, they said he has something to do with Tupac's murder.
Mm-hmm.
They had evidence, video, audio of the people involved talking about his association with Tupac's murder.
Yep.
But then they went into Biggie's murder. And he had a lot of association ideas with that too. Now, I'll say this. Now this is just my opinion now.
Yeah.
If he got Biggie killed and they saying Tupac, if he got Tupac killed, I mean, he had to feel invincible because he got away with it.
No, easily. Again, it's something that it was, I don't want to say groundbreaking. Obviously, I wasn't born at that time, but that's one of kind of my first memories or kind of first lessons that I learned about hip hop. Again, the East versus West Coast beef and how they were attempting to at least squash it or try to come together because it was kind of dangerous for both sides. No one could go to LA to go make any money. No one could come to the East Coast to kind of make any money. And then obviously the tragedies that befell them, it hurt the entire community. But Diddy was one of the people that kind of profited from it. Obviously, he ended up making the song with Sting and Faith Evans.
Right.
And that's one of the most profitable songs I've ever heard or kind of that's ever, been on the airwaves. And so we see that he takes his opportunities. He's an opportunistic person.
Right.
And I know you've even seen the video too, where he's in his office. Whatever I want, whatever I gotta have it. I'm a savage, and so he's been willing to do anything that
was written by 50 Cent.
Exactly.
And Jay-Z.
Right. He's been willing to do anything that he needs to do to get a leg up on somebody, and so the documentary is kind of just clearing the way for everything that we thought was out there in the first place.
Well, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with GP.
Yes, sir.
Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Ring in your holiday season at the Bradley Symphony Center when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and the Milwaukee Symphony Chorus present Hometown Holiday Pops, December 13th through the 21st. With 7 performances to choose from, there are plenty of opportunities for you to enjoy one of Milwaukee's most cherished and tuneful holiday traditions. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information, or call 414-291-7605. Allen Bradley Hall will be the very portrait of holiday cheer as you delight in so many of your favorite seasonal tunes in world-class performances. With an audience sing-along, performances by the Milwaukee Handbell Ensemble, and even a visit from jolly old St. Nick, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Don't miss this chance to make cozy holiday memories with family and friends. The number again for tickets is 414-291-7605 or online at MSO.org.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
At Grunberg Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
"101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by GP.
What it do?
Truth Nation Insider in studio. New York's finest.
Yes, sir.
In the building.
Feeling good.
What else is going on in these pop culture streets?
So there was actually a clip that I kind of stumbled upon. There's a podcast now that's kind of popular, kind of growing. Obviously, I know you've heard about it. Let's Rap About It, where there's Jim Jones, there's Fabulous, there's Dave East, and there's Mano. And Mano, or Fabulous, was kind of the topic of conversation where DJ Academics, who people know for his comments and all types of other controversy. Obviously, he did the interview with Kanye West where Kanye West is dressed up in the black skinhead suit. But pretty much it alluded to, he was talking about Fabulous's fashion choices as someone that's, pushing 50 years old. I think Fabulous showed up somewhere in an outfit where he had like...
Fabulous is 50 now?
I think he's approaching. He might be 46 or 47. I'll get a fact check on that in a second. But he kind of was making fun of his fashion choices and kind of things that he was deciding to wear. And so Mano kind of got on his case, basically. And so a lot of stuff I can't read, but basically Mano responded and said, "Yo, Academics, check this out. I know you're not talking. You got the audacity to be speaking on people and what people are wearing. You talk about the proximity and age between what people are wearing. Hey, you're a journalist and this is your opinion. So let me give my opinion on you. I feel like you're built like a blank, which I can't say, a wet bag of laundry. I feel like you're built like a jar of relish." Mano explained that he was done taking crap from the younger generation, is kind of tired of taking the higher road every time. And so it kind of goes in the conversation again. in the hip hop game, how old is too old to be doing some of the things, or kind of when do you have to make that change to kind of fit into, whatever audience or whatever look that you kind of have going on? So
I think that hip hop is expression. So expression, graffiti, the dance, even the styles, the different style of rappers, everybody brought their different style into the game. I don't think it's a limit on what you can do with your ideology of creativity. First of all, let me get that out there. But I noticed that only in hip hop is there a box. Because when I look at rock and roll, it's people still performing
70-something.
They on tour. So I don't understand why there's a box on hip hop. What you supposed to be doing? You old. I see rock bands from the 80s. If they still alive, they out there.
They still touring,
rocking.
right? You're
I'm
not
talking
wrong.
about, nobody says, oh, you too old to play the guitar.
Right.
You too old to be out there with these young people, you know what I mean? They're celebrated. So when it's like, to me, it's trash. I salute. I don't like Jay-Z like that. I don't like Jay-Z like that. He's not one of my favorite artists, But I do understand that he's pushing the envelope how the rock and roll artists are pushing the envelope. Jay-Z is a billionaire. He's over 50.
Yep.
He's still rapping. He's still pushing the envelope at a high level. To me, that's no different than Kiss.
Yeah, well, he changed his lane too. I mean, he has
I'm
now
just
has a podcast with Fat Joe. I think the main thing for me here,
Who has a podcast with Fat Joe?
Jadakiss.
I'm talking about Jay-Z.
Oh, Jay-Z, right.
Yeah.
No, when we kind of look at this again from my perspective, me growing up in Harlem, hip hop was everywhere that I kind of was. Again, I grew up with people who used to break dance kind of in the 70s and the 80s when that was kind of popular, as well as the grimy 90s and all types of other stuff like that. And then even in the early 2000s, again, I got to see guys like Jim Jones, Cameron, and Mason, all those guys hang out in my neighborhood. And so Mano kind of alluded to it as well. Most of the fashion trends and kind of stuff that the kids are doing nowadays was what they were doing back in the 90s and the 2000s, wearing the bootcut jeans and the Timbs and the Pele-Peles.
Things come back around.
Yeah, with the bedazzle and stuff like that. And so it's kind of tough to see when people who claim that they know too much or know a lot about hip-hop don't give credit to those that kind of laid the foundation before it. Again, not to say that these guys are legends by any means and that they should be celebrated kind of super openly, but they were trendsetters in their own right. Again, we need to kind of, pay some type of homage or give some type of respect in the long run.
I was told that if you don't write the story, somebody will write you out your story. I was told that. And people was like, Tory, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Because I see people doing this and they, if this wasn't happening until you came around on a certain level. And I was like, no, this is what it's for. Whatever I'm doing, if they can use it to help, that's fine. But then as I got, along the path, I seen like white people that was claiming that they had did something that they didn't do, that was following me around, that was working for organizations, and they were saying that they did this. So then I stepped out there and I got on social media and I called them out.
Yeah, you said it straight, yep.
Yeah, and I said it straight, but I was like, dang, like if you don't say nothing, somebody can come and make people believe that they was the ones that pulled this off, and they didn't even look. These were white people trying to say that they had did this.
Yeah,
I don't want to pull the card right now. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I had to get on social media, but like, they set the record straight, because I was like, oh wow, people will take things that you're doing, and if you don't say anything, you'll get written out of the history.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, I feel like especially in our community itself too. Like, for example, another example, when not Jim Jones, but when Max B kind of came home and everybody kind of tried to reignite the beef with him and Jim Jones, and a lot of people kind of talked about how Jim Jones might have stole Max B's swag, or Max B kind of was foul to Jim Jones, and kind of in that light. It's only in our community where we pit people against each other instead of respecting what they did on separate ends. Obviously, Max B had his time, he had his wave. Jim Jones had his time, he had his wave. But we never give anybody any type of grace. We always want to be the first one to do it, and we want to be the one to do it the biggest. It's never.
But that's trash, because you look at other ideas and they work as an organization, you know. And I always say anything that's organized is tough to beat. And I don't care what it is. If it's organized, and everybody doing what they supposed to do, it's tough to beat it. You're easy to beat if you're individualized, trying to go up against something that's organized. That's like rock, paper, scissors. Right. You're going to lose every time. And that's why people lose every time, because they're trying to go at it, and they may get the, people, oh, you did this, oh, you did that. They may get the individual ideal out there, oh, look at this, but it doesn't last, and it falls apart. And it's on to the next person that thinks like that.
Yeah, nobody wants to play a role.
That's disposable.
Yeah.
You're very disposable when you do that.
No, right. No one wants to play a role on the team. I think that's kind of what it comes down to. Again, hip-hop is what it is because of the sacrifices that people made in the early 70s and 60s to kind of grow it.
And breakdancing was all at once. Everybody was breakdancing, the dance battles.
Right.
It was fun. The art was, graffiti. It looked like, what is this? This is like creative, it's fun. Everybody seems like they're having a lot of fun, kind of like how Milwaukee hip-hop is right now.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
But everybody is showing everybody
right.
love. That's the main thing. There's no beef. There's no arguments. Everybody is respecting the sound. They have a sound that they curated, and they lean heavily into it. A lot of people, for example, in New York, they have the drill wave. A lot of people think the drill wave is trash, but at the end of the day, it's creative.
It's about murder, though. I mean, I think I'm one of those people that think the drill wave was trash.
It is.
Because it kills people. Like, I can't celebrate or have fun with ideas that people are losing their life behind. Yeah. And then overlook that. Oh, no matter, 5 people died last week, but, this song is awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy work. That's crazy to have that kind of mentality. But what I'm saying is, when hip-hop first started, it was fun. Everybody was having fun. Everybody was partying. Everybody was having a good time. The MC was there to make sure that everybody had a good time. He had to be good with the rhymes. With the
ones and the twos,
because this was a part of the party atmosphere. Mm-hmm. But then when gangster rap came in, it gave a little bit more darker street push. Then from there, we developed into drill, where I think that drill rap is the worst thing that could have possibly happened to the youth, because now they spinning the block, Pooh Shiesty, they wearing all of these dark clothes, really mischievous rap, learning from these rap artists who are criminals and going to jail while they got huge rap careers. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, either way, I know that the connotation kind of behind it, or kind of the meaning, is kind of terrifying and it's kind of scary, but all in all, I'm for artistic expression. Again, if this is how they feel like they need to get that energy out, as long as they're actually not physically
harming people. As long as they don't shoot you.
Yeah, exactly.
Long as you or your family are the one that's
on wax
being affected.
Yeah, I'm not the one that's actually being threatened.
Right.
But again, when we talk about hip-hop and kind of people aging out of hip-hop, I don't think that there's an age to age out of it. I think you just have to adjust with your audience. For example, I think De La Soul, they released an album probably like last month or something like that. Everybody in De La Soul is approaching 60-something years old, but they still feel like they have something to say. They still feel like they have an audience that they can connect to. And so whether they express that on a podcast or they get together and kind of make an album, I don't think anyone should be able to determine how old, or if someone is too old to kind of express themselves and what they've gone through in their childhood, or how hip-hop makes them feel. As long as they have a creative outlet for it, then it's perfect and it's fine with me.
And long as it's, to me, creative, expressive, and fun.
Yep.
That's hip-hop to me.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Now, rap is a whole nother genre. Hey, look, I appreciate you for coming through. When you finish that Diddy doc, I got another question for you, so I'm gonna wait till you finish.
We're gonna get to it Monday. You got my word. We're gonna get to it Monday.
All right. Well, have a fun, safe weekend, GP. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. We're gonna open up the lines. We're talking about fire safety plans. Do you have a fire safety plan? Hey, go check your while we go to break. Go check your fire detector and see if it's working.
Andrew said his was beeping. I'm snitching.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Come in with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still messing with the negative energy. Every day I get on and say, the power of the tongue. Your impulsive negative thoughts, reacting, and these kids watching you reacting all wild and crazy. The programming you watching on TV. The music. And now, like Security Mike said, it's popular to pop somebody. It's popular now. And these kids coming back, they coming back to somebody's house. They coming to eat a meal at somebody's house. They hanging out with somebody in the neighborhood who got a house, who paying the rent. They hanging out with you. They may be your relative. They may be your buddy. That social acceptance is there. Understand what I'm saying? So when we really tired, we gonna cut it off. We gonna stop it.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app. Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
A talk. It's called the Senate Civil Suits for Unauthorized Data Seizures. In the continuing resolution that had to be voted on in order to open the government, authorizes U.S. senators to file civil lawsuits against the U.S. government, including the Department of Justice, for up to $500,000 in damages per violation if federal law enforcement seizes or subpoenas their phone or other data without prior notification. Hold on, wait a minute. If you have been accused of a crime and there's evidence and probable cause, and the federal government or any investigating agency gets a warrant from a judge to seize your cell phone records, there's nothing you can do about that.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
Most elves have pointy shoes. I have 4 paws.
Ho, ho, ho. Pallet, how's my favorite helper making the season shine?
Oh, just sprinkling a little color wherever I go. You see, Santa, my person's a veteran, and some days the memories are heavy. When her skies turn gray, I help fill her heart with shades of hope, the purple of laughter, the blue of courage, and the happy hue of joy.
Sounds like you're painting the world brighter.
That's right, Santa. I'm more than her service dog. I'm her living paintbrush. With every swoosh of my tail, I add a stroke of cheer to her canvas. With every longing gaze, I brush love on the picture we're creating together. A masterpiece, wrapped in warmth and tied with a bow.
Now that's a gift you can't put under a tree.
This season, help paint the picture. Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Oh, oh, oh.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The seizure of $5.8 million of fentanyl and a months-long investigation has resulted in multiple convictions in Manitowoc County. The sheriff's office said a traffic stop in January turned up more than 43 pounds of fentanyl disguised as a prescription medication, the largest fentanyl seizure in state history. 37-year-old Daniel Hawk was found guilty and will serve the next 10 years in prison for conspiring to manufacture and deliver fentanyl. 36-year-old Tyler Hawk pleaded guilty to similar charges and will be sentenced in February, and 28-year-old Jose Gomez still faces charges and is waiting for a court date. The UW Board of Regents has approved a proposal for UW-Madison to create a new College of Computing and Artificial Intelligence. The move reorganizes the current School of Computer, Data, and Information Sciences, marking the first new college at UW-Madison in decades. The university says the college aims to strengthen programs in computer science, data science, information science, and statistics. An official launch announcement is expected this spring, with the college anticipated to open July 1st, 2026. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is calling for more funding to help crime labs around the state. The Department of Justice requested 19 additional positions for the Division of Forensic Sciences in the most recent state budget, but Kaul says lawmakers did not include funding to hire additional staff. Meanwhile, the state's annual crime lab report shows there were fewer cases in 2024, but it took longer on average to process DNA and toxicology results. Evidence testing positive for fentanyl and methamphetamine is on the rise. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining the Tory Lowe Show. You can also join us live as we broadcast live on social media on YouTube. 101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Broadcasting live on social media. The Truth on Facebook. Truth on Instagram. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I want to talk about these fires because as an advocate, many times families call me during this time of year once they lose everything. Once the fire happens, then I usually help them recover many times when families reach out to me. And trust me, over the years, I've probably done, I'm around 16 or 17. And these are not small tasks. When somebody lose everything they got and they calling you and you don't even have a team, you don't even have an organization. You don't even, this is not even what I get paid to do. I had to go through these things as an advocate because, once again, being the most requested advocate in the state, they call you for everything. It's nothing that I haven't got a call to help. So I don't even try to run the list down because it's just everything. People call me for everything, but then I get around some people and I can't even get a word out. I'm the most requested advocate. And then people want to talk to me, I can't even say nothing. I never understood it, but it is what it is. God bless you. But these fires are serious. And now people are starting to pull out the space heaters. And I'm going to tell you right now, you got to be careful because you got to have, if you're going to use a space heater, you got to give it like a 3 feet radius all the way around so it doesn't burn anything. Andrew, what's the statistics of these space heaters and fires?
Tory, 32% of all home fires are caused by space heaters. Over 21,000 a year. 21,000
a year in the United States.
Yes.
Due to space heaters. And I'll tell you this, the wiring. Some of y'all, and these slumlords, I had to get on these slumlords because sometimes the electrical wiring in these old houses is not up to date. So when you start plugging in the Christmas tree, you know how y'all want the family over for Christmas, and you got the Christmas tree up. Some of y'all got 5 Christmas trees in the house. I know somebody that got 3 or 4 Christmas trees throughout the house right now. With all the lights and the bells and whistles and everything, that energy bill gonna be super hot. When April come, they can't shut the electricity off during the wintertime. But some of y'all gonna have some problems when they start being able to shut down the electricity in April. But people will overload the sockets in the house during this time of year because now you got all the electronics that you got for Christmas, or you got all of these lights going, and then you're plugging in the space heater, and sometimes people will overload a socket and the wiring may not be all the way there for to have that type of energy coming out. Then you get a fire. You're like, this is where I say you got to be super cautious during this time of the year. I want to get to this video. I want to get to this video out of Kenosha. This is one that I saw this week, and I said I wanted to get to this story. This was a story that I wanted to get to. It's 2 stories where fires happened that I want to get to, first of all. But this one, when they have 3 young victims involved in the fire, we got to pay attention to this. Because it's not just, fire has no color. A house fire sees no color. They don't care the fire don't care who you is. It's not discriminating. Understand what I'm saying? But I want to play this story out of Kenosha where the community rallies behind family of 3 young victims. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got some video. Let's listen.
Megan Sandine, the deaths of 3 children in a Thanksgiving fire hits close to home. Connected to the family, not by blood, but through hair.
The first time she came in, she sat in my chair and I asked her what we were doing today, and she looked over at her grandmother, and the first thing she said was she wants her hair cut just like her grandmother.
She's talking about 7-year-old Elena Cannon, who just recently started going to the studio with her grandmother, who has been a customer there for several years.
This is just heartbreaking overall, seeing 3 children, innocent children's lives being taken away.
Elena and her 2 brothers, 10-year-old Riley and 9-year-old Connor, died after a late-night apartment fire on Thanksgiving. Police say it happened around 10:40 p.m. near the corner of 43rd Avenue and 52nd Street. The father of the children, Joshua Cannon, was treated at a hospital for smoke inhalation. Family tell Fox 6 he is now back home recovering. As the investigation continues, Sandine started a GoFundMe to support funeral costs for the children.
I just felt it was my due diligence.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't just a customer that I've seen 1 or 2 times.
So far, the GoFundMe has raised more than $7,600. It's one of many fundraisers created by close family and friends. Staff at the Kenosha Unified School District tell Fox 6 the siblings attended Curtis Strange Elementary. The district tells Fox 6 the school began the day with a moment of silence to honor the loss of our students and their friends.
All right. Well, I'll say this. When you talk about being prepared, you got to have some type of plan, because that's no guarantee, that you're going to make it out depending on the fire, because it doesn't take long for the fire to consume the house. It doesn't. It seems like I guess it says in 2 minutes, the house could be all inflamed from a spark. I remember it was a man that came to me a couple years ago in the wintertime who was homeless due to a house fire. And he said that all he did was plug in, the tree, plug in a couple items, and then he went to go to bed. He left everything plugged up, went to lay down. Soon as he laid down, he smelled something. He came back. The whole front room was lit up. That quick. He said he just had laid down and began to smell smoke. And he opened up the door, and all he saw was the living room just on fire. He was able to escape, but what I'm saying is we have to have preventative strategies. I always tell people, get ahead of it. Be ahead of things. Have a plan. Have an idea of how you're going to escape. Now, this is where they're saying that if you have an escape plan, if every bedroom needs 2-way out, like every bedroom you need to have the window and the door. Every bedroom have to have 2 ways out. Have you even thought about this, Andrew?
I haven't. Like I told Glenn, my fire alarm is beeping.
Because the battery low.
Yes, sir.
You being neglectful.
I am.
Well, when we come back, I'm going to open up the lines. I want to know, do you have a safety plan? A family safety plan just in case a fire starts? 833-212-1017. This may be the most important conversation we have coming out of 2025 at the end of the year. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into The Truth this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for another episode of 4 Together for Kids, presented by City 4 Collective and hosted by myself, Kyle Wallace, and Celestin Morgan Jr., Executive Director at City 4 Collective. We will be joined by Dr. Kadeem Ruiz of Rocket Ship Schools and Patrick Landry of Notre Dame Schools in Milwaukee, where they will provide first-hand insight into what's working in their schools. Again, that is 4 Together for Kids this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth.
Tracy, going back to the process,
and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource. What does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
At every meeting, at every new beginning, at every celebration, we make better happen. At Cousin Subs, better is more than just a word. It's a promise we serve at every party. Our customizable party boxes, box lunches, party chips, and dozen cookie boxes offer the options you need to please any crowd. Whatever the occasion, we will never settle for being just good enough. Order on our mobile app or online at cousinsubs.com. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/giftcards.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
.101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Tory Lowe Show broadcasting live on social media, YouTube, Facebook, X. What they saying in the chat? We talking about fire safety plan. Do you have a fire safety plan? Are you practicing? Did you go over? They say you're supposed to go over the fire safety plan twice a year. Y'all ain't even did it once. Y'all just gonna freestyle it. Yeah, something bad happened, y'all just gonna run around in circles till y'all run into each other trying to figure out what to do. This is why we talking about this. Y'all need to understand that you don't have to be reactionary. This is something that can save your family's life in a crisis. And a fire can happen to anybody. A fire can happen to anybody, but when we went to break, Andrew said that his fire alarm was beeping. He didn't even change the battery.
Yeah, my smoke detector started beeping at me on, I think Tuesday, Tory. And, I have this bad back now, so I haven't got up on a chair to fix it. Maintenance hasn't fixed it yet, so
if a fire happens, you might be in trouble. You might be asleep.
I might be in trouble,
Oh, wait, hold on. How long has this fire detector been beeping?
Since Tuesday.
So you've been going to sleep with this beep going off?
Yes.
So you can sleep through the beep?
Yes.
Wow.
It kind of just becomes like white noise.
I guess. But what I'm saying is, okay, but that's dangerous.
It is. You're not wrong.
I'm just saying. They say you got to change the battery every 6 months.
But there's the D batteries, Tory. They're big batteries. I don't have those in my drawer.
And then they say you got to replace the whole thing if it's been around for 10 years.
It's a newer apartment, so I think I'm okay.
Okay. Now, it was a recent story where there was a fire in the Islamic community. People were Islamic, and they said that the building didn't have the hose, when the water, the sprinkler system. So they moved into a building without a sprinkler system, which is even more reason why you got to have that fire alarm working. So a lot of these old buildings don't have the sprinkler system.
Now, I do have a fire extinguisher.
Right, and you're supposed to have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen or near the kitchen or in places where a fire can actually start.
So the number 2 cause of fires, Tory, in a home is cooking fires.
So the number 2 cause is people cooking. And I was going to get to that because some of y'all then left the towel on the stove. And when you cooking, sometimes you get distracted. You watching a football game or you watching your favorite soap opera or you scrolling on Facebook, trying to look in the comments, trying to get all the juicy drama. And next thing you know, stove fire takes place. What is the percentage of that happening?
32% is cooking fires, Tory.
The cooking fire. So you deep fat fried the turkey. I don't know. They say no excuses. It's small. It's timeless. I don't know what Ronnie Ray. I'm trying to figure out what they in the chat. Sometimes they have conversations going on. I got to catch up. Sometimes I got to look in the chat and try to catch up to the conversation. Mo the Elephant says, I cannot understand how someone can leave their kids in a burning house without checking on them. May they find peace. Like I said, all right, you could have had a safety plan, though. I heard about the story where, the kids got burnt up and the father, that was like a week ago, where the father, they said why they wouldn't have left the house without the kids. He'd run back in there, get the kids regardless. Hey, okay, but if you have a safety plan, they said that every room should have 2 safety plans. One for the window and one for if they can get out the door. And a lot of people, they don't know to stay low. You gotta kind of crawl a little bit so you don't run into a lot of the smoke. Because the smoke is always up higher. So the lower you are, the better chance you don't get consumed by the smoke. But you would think that everybody would know this, but they're not. When the fire actually happens, people panic.
Were you taught this in school, Tory?
Yeah, this is something that they told you in school. Also, they taught us how to stop, drop, and roll, too. Like, if you got caught on fire, you have to roll on the ground to get the fire out, right? So these were things that they were consistently talking about when I was coming up. So I thought this was like basic information, but I guess this is not. A lot of people just wait until the fire take place.
Reactive, not
proactive. So I want to go over a couple ideas for the safety plan. And if you got a safety plan for your family and you practicing it, call in 833-212-1017. Or if you don't, if you don't even have a plan and you're talking about having one, or you want to know how to get one, 833-212-1017. This may be one of the most important conversations we have around this time because a lot of y'all done brought out the heaters. It was cold. A lot of y'all was like, okay, it's time to bring out the heater, and y'all don't even see the level of danger if you're not using it properly. Understand what I'm saying? If you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. If you've been in a house fire and you survived, 833-212-1017. We got Brother Love on the lines. How you doing, Brother Love?
Hey, happy Friday, Tory.
Happy Friday, Brother Love.
Yeah, man. Tory, that happened to mine. But I want to say, Tory, I want to keep it positive. I want to keep it positive on Friday, and I know you have a lot of positive political beliefs.
Yep.
And I know you don't support a particular party, but you still have positive political beliefs. That's what makes it so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Tory, I'm just saying, me personally, I don't want nothing. I never wanted anything for Trump, but I love Trump. I respect Trump. And I was like, do you think Trump will let us get one of them hotels, Tory? Because I don't think no fire's going to happen.
What you mean, get one of them Trump hotels? I don't know.
Yeah, could we accommodate make some accommodations to get one of those hotels, and then people that has been burned and
do we have a Trump hotel in Milwaukee?
Hotel.
Hold on, do we have a Trump hotel in Milwaukee?
I'm not sure. I know in Chicago. We might have to walk to Chicago for this move.
We may have to go down to Chicago, try to bust everybody down there. I don't know, but it may not be a bad idea.
Okay, thanks, brother. God bless. Have a great weekend.
All right, God bless you. Yeah, I don't know Trump like that. I did vote for him though. I don't know him like that. Just like I didn't know Obama like that. I voted for Obama too. So, Black Conscious. Black Conscious.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All day, every day.
What is your experience with these house fires, and have you been in one? Do you have a safety plan?
Well, I have been a victim of a huge apartment fires in Chicago, which led me to say, skip it. I'm setting my roots down here in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge complex, one of these complexes that take up like half the block, north and south. And one of these huge complexes, some kids playing with matches set the fire off in the courtway. Wow. And before everyone knew it, it was a complete blaze. I think it was like 4 or 5 units, stories high. A lot of people that were inside were bedridden. A few lives were lost. But fortunate enough, I was able to get my aunt, my cousin, and a newborn baby out and help a few other people out. But I was not aware of the people that was bedridden on the higher levels.
Oh, wow.
And in these cases, don't try to go back for anything that you can't because you're jeopardizing your life. So I pretty much lost everything, possession, and just had to get it back all over again. And what I'm talking about, I don't care about clothes and stuff like that. It was like the socials and the birth certificates and things of that nature.
The important items.
But yeah, the things, you can all easily go back and get a copy of. Now, all those appliances and stuff, refrigerators, no, don't try to do all that. Don't try to just save yourself, save your loved one. Don't even worry about the cat and dog, because if they dumb enough not to run out the house, then it's
they're supposed to have an instinct
and all of that. They gonna let you know something's wrong way before you do.
That's the animals will, yeah.
Yeah, that was my experience. It was a really bad experience, and I think if you could probably look it up, quite a few people lost their lives because they was elderly and bedridden. But it is serious out here. That is a serious thing, and that's what led me to Milwaukee.
Oh, wow. Well, I appreciate you, Black Conscious, for calling in and telling your testimony of dealing with these fires. And it's very real. When you live in these multi-complexes with these different units, you don't know what's going on. And just this past year, we had several units burn up because somebody had did something in one unit, and it affected every unit in the building. So we have to have an escape plan. And I tell people, you got to practice it with the kids. If you got children, you should be practicing an escape plan. If you're not, you're failing, because when it happens, then you don't have to, wonder, do they know what to do? Understand what I'm saying? And you should have a meeting spot once people get out the house to meet up in a certain space after, they get out the house. So you got to have a window strategy and a door strategy, how to get out the house. And you got to have a meeting spot around the house in a safe space just in case. And I'm going to tell you this. When you plan to fail, But when you fail to plan, hey, anything can happen. Hey, look, when we come back, I got a story that I wanted to talk about near race scene, where they say people were involved in this fire. A child was hospitalized. They got dramatic footage of this house fire. Y'all need to see this. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Packers versus Bears is almost here for Game of the Week in Green Bay. A high of 20 degrees in the frozen tundra. Head coach Matt LaFleur on the cold weather.
It's negligible this week. It doesn't really matter because Chicago's in the same environment. So
kickoff is at 3:25 on Sunday. A weird week for the Milwaukee Bucks as trade talks rise and Giannis falls in the last win versus the Pistons. Bucks guard Kevin Porter Jr. on the rumors.
There's a lot of outside noise. That's just what comes with it. And, Gianni does a great job of assuring that he's wanting to be here with this group specifically.
Tip-off is tonight at 7. Marquette is heading to the state capitol to face off against the Wisconsin Badgers for college basketball in the state rivalry. That game begins tomorrow at 1 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member, FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Tory Lowe Show broadcasted live on YouTube. 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. 101.7 The Truth on Facebook. I'll say this. This should be an education conversation. And I'll say this. If you have not checked your fire detector, if you have not went to check your plugs, the bad wiring that goes on many times when you live in older housing, please go do it now. Why are we talking about it on the air? Old wiring seems to be a factor as well when it comes to house fires. What's going on, Andrew?
36% of house fires due to electrical fires.
36%,
yeah.
Wow. What is the number one cause of house fires?
Electrical problems is 1, cooking is number 2, and then heating equipment would be 3 at 9%. So obviously these two, electrical fire, cooking, are your 1 and 2.
Right. I'm running into the electrical fire idea most of the time. This is where, I say around this time of year, we plugging a lot of stuff in. That's all I'm saying. So let's try to get ahead of a lot of this by just making sure that we understand that this is the type of year, this is the time of year where families are cooking a lot of stuff is plugged in, and just be careful. That's it. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't understand how serious a house fire is until it happens. And this is why you have to plan. This is why you got to have a plan for the kids, because the kids are the ones that may get caught up and not knowing what to do. There was a fire in Raymond, the village of Raymond, near Racine. 1 dead, child hospitalized. It's dramatic. This is dramatic footage. They got some footage of them pulling the baby out the house. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got some audio and some video on this. Let's listen.
On their hands and knees Monday afternoon, first responders search for a screaming 4-year-old.
You got her? Got her. Come here.
A deputy tries to go back in to rescue a woman, but can't due to that thick black smoke.
She's been down there since at least as long as the call came out. How old is she? We don't have the information yet. Just know that the child's mother.
Wednesday, we learned firefighters pulled 38-year-old Jenna Zolke from the home. The mother of 2 died at the scene, along with the dog. A friend tells 12 News Zolke recently moved into the home on 108th Street near 5 Mile Road in rural Raymond with her children.
They were displaced. They didn't really have anywhere to go. So she was letting them stay in the basement until they could get back on their feet.
According to Racine County deputies, the woman who let Zolke stay at the home left the scene during the fire. 12 News Investigates has learned she was arrested a short time later nearby on an unrelated warrant. Racine County deputies say the fire does not appear to be criminal in nature. They have not yet determined a cause. The boarded-up basement windows show the scars.
You got her? Got her. Come here.
Of 1 rescue and 1 tragedy.
Wow. Okay, so this is why we have to do it if you got children. And we as adults, we kind of can get crafty. We'll jump out the window. We'll get out of there. But when kids, sometimes they panic, and then they want to go how they're trained. They don't look out. They don't look at the window as an option if you didn't teach them how to use the window. So they're going to try to go downstairs. Or if they can't get downstairs, they'll just close the door and just sit in the room and scream. Understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to practice twice a year. This is what they're saying. How to go through the window. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have my kids go out the window and hang off the side of the balcony and drop. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just going to say, okay, this window opens up. Look, this may be a route if you can't get out the door. And then I may take them around the other side and say, okay, this is the drop. Maybe y'all want to have somebody, if you're older, get out there with a blanket so you can catch the younger ones, right? Get together, have a strategy on how to do it. And every house is different. Every setup is different. But you got to, if you never show the kids how to get out through the window, they not going to do it. Unless you're right there with them at the time. Then you going to open up the window and just start working off instinct. But let's say you're not there and something happens and you never showed the exit plan. You may lose your children because they may not can get through the front or the back door. Some of y'all right now ain't even thought about this. But you better, because if it happens, you're going to wish you had her. You're going to truly wish that that was something that you added to your family plan, your family agenda. We got another video that just recently happened today. Apartment complex was on fire. They saying there was a lot of kids outside wrapped in blankets. This happened in Milwaukee's Arlington Heights neighborhood, just south of Capitol Drive. I'm telling you, this is the time of year. We got video if you're watching as we broadcast live. Let's listen.
Well, the smoke from the fire was so intense that it set off alarms inside the apartments behind the building, forcing firefighters to wake residents up and evacuate them.
I was thinking that this place caught on fire once I seen all the flames coming from the side of the building. I thought my apartment caught on fire.
Firefighters battling smoke, flames, and miserably cold temperatures from around 2:30 a.m. to 6 on Friday when part of the building near 18th and Atkinson caught fire. Milwaukee fire officials say the building is vacant and had a raise order set to be torn down. They say no one was inside when the fire broke out and no one was hurt. Crews calling in a county bus to keep people, including children who had to be evacuated, safe and warm. William Avery was on that bus and says they had to wait for about 45 minutes in the cold first.
I was waking everybody up in here, telling them we got to get out, so that's basically what I did. We left, we went outside, we stood out there until the bus came.
Did you grab anything with you?
I just grabbed my coat and left, I ain't really taking it. I left my wallet, everything here, so I didn't have nothing.
And so the Milwaukee Police Department and Fire Task Force are now investigating. They say a cause for the fire has not yet been determined. In Milwaukee, Imani.
All right, and this is something that came from a building that was next to a building. So you may not even be involved in the fire and still become a victim of a fire. This happened right here today, this morning, early. It's cold outside. They had to move around. Thank God nobody was hurt. But like I said, this is something that is going to happen when it gets to this time of year. Why? Because people are using more electricity. There's a lot of old buildings in the neighborhood, faulty wires going on. A lot of people using them space heaters. Okay, I'm throwing it out there. This may be the most important conversation that y'all going to hear today concerning you, your family, and your plan, and yourself, for you to have a plan to really operate perfectly executed plan to get your family to safety. Christopher says, only you can prevent your house from catching fire. We can't. Right. Not Really a City Girl says, these local electricians need to stop cutting corners and wire these apartments and homes correctly. Stop looking for the quick buck. If you have to charge more or can't do the job, just say it. White Widow in the chat says, my niece and husband lost their house last month. Fire cooking turkey in the backyard, fully covered in insurance. Smart couple. Son ran back, got 2 of 3 dogs out. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, I'm going to go through just some small tips for the fire safety plan. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Saturday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Robert Morris Colonials.
Aguilar high on the right side. Defended tightly by Lawson. Takes him off the dribble. Gets inside. Left hand leaner. A scoop for Amar Aguilar. Dixon across the timeline with 2. Dixon left of the lane. Corner. Hubbard. 3 at the gun. It is pure. It is pure.
Scott Warris has the coverage Saturday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent, as an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Hey, it's me, Coach Erica. Are you feeling lost, tired, or just unfocused? Let me help you get back on track. Join the Journey to Success coaching program today and start becoming the best version of you. Don't wait. Your breakthrough starts now. Learn more at ericaodomjourney.com. That's ericaodomjourney.com. Let's walk this journey together.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
One of the best things about the holidays is going home and spending time with family and friends. One of the worst things, getting there. Holiday travel can be tough, especially driving. If you or a loved one needs help after an accident this holiday season, we're here for you. Our top-notch team of experienced professionals is available 24/7. Be safe this holiday season. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Today we talking about fire safety plans. If you got a place, do you got kids? Do you have a plan? A lot of kids being negatively affected by house fires. But we're going to talk about it today because this is that time of the year, and we want to make sure that we are prepared. Many times a lot of people get caught up in talking about a lot of other subject matters. And since I'm an advocate and I got to deal with this type of situation, many times in the aftermath, I want to see if we can get ahead of the curve. So the safety plan is definitely something that we need. So what do we need to have for the safety plan? We looked at, every room has to have 2 ways out, through the window or through the door. That's one. You got to make sure, hey, look, if the fire happens, if you can't get out the door, this window may be an option. Let's say the room doesn't have a window and it only has a door. Every house is made different. Every room doesn't have a window. Understand what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all got windows, bedroom windows, but depending on where you live in. But what I'm saying is, if you got one door, one way out, make sure you practice how to get out alive, especially with the children. And you got to make sure that y'all practice these things a couple times a year. Also, make sure that your outlets are not crowded, especially right now, especially during the holiday season where y'all plugging in. Everybody got iPhones plugged in, Christmas lights. Y'all got the space heater out. Make sure that y'all not overwhelming the sockets. That's it. And cooking. Cooking is a problem. People being careless, not paying attention. How many of y'all done left something in the oven too long? Burnt the pizza up. Man, I was trying to watch my favorite show, lost track. I smell something. What's that smell? You done left something cooking too long in the oven, especially in the oven. You done overbaked it. It's brown, it's burnt. Okay. You got to teach people, okay, if you cooking something, make sure you paying attention. Because I'm guilty. I'm guilty of like, hey, I know I got 12 minutes. I'll be back in 12 minutes. Sometimes I set my alarm to say, okay, in 12 minutes, come back. If I'm baking, if I'm frying anything, I'm not walking away from the stove. If some people they know, like, okay, if they boiling something, okay, they'll walk away. But if you got chicken going or grease on the stove, you never leave. You stay the whole time from beginning to end. But some things like the greens, you know the greens gonna take a minute. You know certain food items that when they got to do with water in a pot, you know it's gonna take a little bit. I don't know if that's an urgent idea, but all I'm saying is the high risk when you're frying things, when you're using oil, things like that, you're gonna have to keep your head on the swivel. You have to make sure that you stick around and see that from beginning to end. That's it. Make sure that y'all practice this and y'all preach this to the family. This will help out a lot. Now, evacuation situations, I'll say this, it's more for the kids. It's an education. It's more education for the kids. I remember when I was in high school and they used to have the tornado drills. Now, a tornado drill never hit Milwaukee, but they would do the tornado drill, and at one point they would get all the kids, get us in a single file line, take us down to the basement of the school, and get us up against the wall, and we would kneel over with our hands tucked around our heads, kneeling down. And they would do it over and over again. So we knew when the sound went off that we were what we would have to do exactly in a tornado when them tornado drills came. Then, as I got into like the 5th and 6th grade, they made you, for some reasons, I don't know what the getting under the desk, was that a nuclear war? It was where you had to get under the desk. Yeah, so they even was preparing people for a nuclear war. What they say, bend over and kiss your butt goodbye. That's what it was. So I didn't understand that one. Did you have to do that one?
We didn't do the nuclear ones. We did the tornado drills.
Okay, I think we did a nuclear one where you got under the school desk.
You're a little older than me, Tory.
Yeah, and then you had to get down, and I didn't know what that was going to do. I don't want, if it was a bomb coming, I don't want to be up under a desk bent over.
Would you rather just have everybody running around scared?
No, I'm going to go to sleep.
Really?
Like, if they said it was something like a asteroid was going to hit the planet, I'm finna go to bed.
So you're giving me grief about sleeping with my smoke detector.
No,
beeping.
I'm talking about asteroids and nuclear bombs.
How could you?
What are you going to do? How are you going to survive?
But how could you go to bed with knowing that?
Why would you want to be with your eyes open and seeing the thing come, looking at the bomb coming? Like, I'd rather be asleep.
So you can take a nap.
I'm going to take a nap, and I may not never wake up. But I'm not going to watch something come that's coming that I can't prevent.
Tory Van Winkle.
No, I think it's crazy. You finna watch. You finna look up to the sky and see it hit you in the head. No. I'm not doing it. Everybody going to sleep. Here goes some melatonin. We may not wake up, but everybody gonna be rested. I think that, yeah, if it happens and you sleep, you ain't gonna feel the impact.
Rested for what?
Here we go. I'm talking about if it was like an asteroid, something that was going to destroy the planet, something that was going to have a heavy impact. Or, if they have a nuclear war, what are you going to do?
Go out like dinosaurs.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if that was happening?
I'm looking up.
You just going to stand there the whole time looking in the sky?
I mean, better than being asleep.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't go to sleep. I don't care how much melatonin you give me. I'm not falling asleep.
Enjoy Black Conscious says, Tory, you also have to look out of those family members who gets a little tipsy. Look out for those family members who get a little tipsy and have a smoke either in the room, on the couch. That's another way to start a fire lighting, start a fire where it could catch fire, the bed or the sofa, like people that smoke. That is another way. They did have a story where the man threw the cigarette in the donation bin and lit the donation bin, causing $3,000 worth of damage. I think over an ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah, his ex-wife, yeah.
His ex-wife. Hey, that's why I say a lot of people don't let people smoke in their house. They got a rule, you can't smoke in my house. Gotta have rules. Watch out for smokers too, Motor Elephant. Watch out for smokers too. That is what happens with the kids who died in the fire. Somebody was smoking. Hey, I don't let smokers. I don't want people smoking inside. Go outside with that. Well, when we come back, Truth Nation, I did want to talk about the man that did the arson, because that's another way. You got an ex out there, you got somebody that don't like you, or you got somebody that don't mind going to purchase $2 worth of gas. I don't know.
Tough holiday season.
It's a tough holiday season. When we come back, we're going to have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in the 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tory Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube, where strong voices meet strong opinions.
The district had as a whole was 59.5. That was awful. It was bad. But it is not just the MPS story. It is a story for the city of Milwaukee when you talk about some of these schools. So when we talk about the state of education, we just can't always talk about MPS. We got to talk about Milwaukee as a whole and why there are so many failing schools in Milwaukee. But we bash MPS, understand it is beyond MPS. MPS just has to educate your kids. But I love the fact that we have a new superintendent that is acknowledging that these scores are not good enough. I love the level of accountability. Casellia said in response to the results, she said we need to grow more and faster to truly meet and exceed the expectations that our families and community have for us and the expectations we have for each other as educators. Our new literacy plan is the first step towards a stronger growth. And I love it.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from 12 to 1, streaming live on YouTube and on 101.7 The Truth.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The seizure of $5.8 million of fentanyl and a months-long investigation has resulted in multiple convictions in Manitowoc County. The sheriff's office said a traffic stop in January turned up more than 43 pounds of fentanyl disguised as a prescription medication, the largest fentanyl seizure in state history. 37-year-old Daniel Hawk was found guilty and will serve the next 10 years in prison for conspiring to manufacture and deliver fentanyl. 36-year-old Tyler Hawk pleaded guilty to similar charges and will be sentenced in February, and 28-year-old Jose Gomez still faces charges and is waiting for a court date. The UW Board of Regents has approved a proposal for UW-Madison to create a new College of Computing and Artificial Intelligence. The move reorganizes the current School of Computer, Data, and Information Sciences, marking the first new college at UW-Madison in decades. The university says the college aims to strengthen programs in computer science, data science, information science, and statistics. An official launch announcement is expected this spring, with the college anticipated to open July 1st, 2026. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is calling for more funding to help crime labs around the state. The Department of Justice requested 19 additional positions for the Division of Forensic Sciences in the most recent state budget, but Kaul says lawmakers did not include funding to hire additional staff. Meanwhile, the state's annual crime lab report shows there were fewer cases in 2024, but it took longer on average to process DNA and toxicology results. Evidence testing positive for fentanyl and methamphetamine is on the rise. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we got guests. Look, this is a story that we've been talking about this week of the 12-year-old girl that they accused of kidnapping her 4-year-old sibling, her brother, and they had a felony warrant for her arrest due to incident with a police officer. They said that she abducted her sibling, and we have family members in studio right now. I really wanted to know what was really going on with this situation, and so the cousin made a Facebook post right after the show. Somebody tagged me in it, and we have the family in the studio right now. And I appreciate y'all for coming in, because I was like, hey, we got to get the truth about what took place, because to me, it didn't resonate that a 12-year-old girl would be acting this way unless she was defending her brother.
Yes.
How you doing?
How you doing today?
What's going on?
Kind of emotional wreck a little bit, just going through the motions, trying to figure everything out.
Now, when you talk about a 12-year-old girl, a lot of people in the community was like, something ain't right. And when you talk about somebody that's abducting a child, you thinking, okay, this is somebody that has no ties to this kid. It seems like the story it have to be something else. You got on live. You made a post. You was trying to tell the community that this story that was out, the narrative,
yes,
faulty.
Was faulty. Yeah,
Yes.
Facts.
It was faulty.
Yeah, talk directly into the mic so people can hear y'all what y'all saying, because that I want to know the truth. We want to understand from at least to the best of y'all knowledge what happened.
First, let me say this: I'm not here to bash nobody or throw nobody on the bus. I just feel like a family member told the police something, the police told the news something, the news ran with that, and I didn't like the what they was trying to put out the persona of a 12-year-old armed and dangerous. I feel like if you know some officers, they take that kind of serious, so they'd have seen the 12-year-old probably want to harm her. So I want to get the record straight. So by me having a large platform, I said I'm gonna use my platform.
Cause you're a comedian.
Yes. And so I said what I said, and I'll just re-speak of facts. When I said they not kidnapped, she didn't abduct her brother, they not missing. And out the gate, a lot of people thought I had them. No, me and my family, we do a lot of calling around, and that's how the FBI, because the FBI got involved when the Amber Alert went out with the police, and that's how me and my cousin found them. We made some calls, we told the police where they was, and that's how they ended up finding them. And
so they weren't missing per se; they were somewhere else, other than the residence they stay at.
Yes,
correct.
And so the narrative came out to the police from those that stayed in that residence.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because we just seen them and had them on Thanksgiving.
They were just with you at Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, my little niece, she was with me.
Get them graphics up.
On Thanksgiving.
So when I talked about it on the show, a lot of people started chiming in. Different scenarios. Hey, look, this can't be possible because this is not a behavior of someone that would do, especially when it's a young girl and a little boy and their siblings.
Right.
This is more like I'm protecting him.
Exactly.
Yes. And I didn't understand because I did it after the video went viral, and I got contact because I was reaching. I inboxed the news. I'm trying to find out why y'all putting a false narrative on a 12-year-old girl. That's not true. And the only thing, like I said, I'm not here to bash nobody. I just want to know the truth. I want to hear from her side what they done to her or what was they doing. You know what I'm saying, to make her feel like that she wasn't safe there.
Well, let me just say, first off, when it aired, I was asleep. I had multiple calls coming in that morning. So when I woke up at 4:30, because I always get up at that time, my stepsister called me. And she said, "Sis, did you see the news? Shania on there for abduction." I said, "Abducting who?"
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen the news. So let's rerun it. Let's air it. So when I cut the TV on and I seen it, I immediately called District 5. Hey, I'll be down there. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what's going on, because this narrative that's going on, that's false. My nieces just went home Monday. And if something was to go down, I was the first point of contact, which I was, but I missed that phone call when it came in. That first phone call she made to me on Tuesday evening was at 8:30. That was the first call.
Right.
And those calls kept coming in until they fell asleep, because they was supposed to have came to my home.
Wow.
So I dropped my kids off at school and I headed straight to District 5. When I went into District 5, I said, "Hold on, I'm here to speak to y'all because this narrative is false. Let me call her up." Immediately, I dialed my niece. She picked up on the third ring, and we started talking. You see, so when the police was asking her questions and trying to get the location and everything, she wasn't going to give that up. because at that time, I don't want to go back. The other officers that I spoke to, after I spoke to them, they took me back. So if you want to negotiate, let's negotiate. I'll tell you everything that's going on from start to finish, but you're not taking me back. So for a whole 3 hours, they were talking. And I said, niece, just give them the location. We'll come and get you guys, pick you up. We have to clear out this critical Amber Alert. It's an Amber Alert out on you that you took your brother or whatever. We know it's false. Let's get rid of this first. And that's exactly what we did.
Well, for those that are tuning in, I want to get everybody up to speed on this situation. A 12-year-old young girl was actually being accused of abducting her 4-year-old brother and still in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this story kind of gave me a vibe where I felt that maybe they had the narrative wrong. And when I seen, Jermaine, when I seen your post, thank you for coming in, because we got to make sure that we get the correct information out here to the public.
Mm-hmm.
We got the article that we saw, that we played on the show. I want to play this audio for those that are listening. We have the cousins of these young people, this young girl and the 4-year-old boy in studio. This is a clip from earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch this, we broadcast live, we got video. Let's listen.
More time. That's what prosecutors say is needed in the case that made headlines just a few days ago as police scoured the city looking for the 12-year-old girl and her younger brother. Initially, Milwaukee police said the two were last seen near 5th and Hadley Tuesday night. Police said it was believed the 12-year-old girl possibly had a gun and was in an SUV. Prosecutors say the two were gone for about 8 hours. Police records show the girl was arrested more than 40 blocks away to the west, near 48th and Hadley, Wednesday morning. Thursday afternoon, the girl appeared in juvenile court, charged with battery to a police officer. In the abduction case, the prosecutor asked for a 48-hour hold. Noting while the facts supporting the abduction are clear, it's unclear what happened, whether a firearm was used or threats of violence, and that there were allegations of abuse made against the children's caretakers, which the state and child services is investigating. The prosecutor says what comes of that will have some effect on how the case proceeds. The defense asked that the girl be placed with a relative. However, a judge ordered the girl detained to give prosecutors more time to figure out what is going on. The girl is expected to be back in juvenile court.
Wow.
But
and they're going to go through, I think that they're going through the process of trying to charge her still.
They are.
Yes. And I want to say this. The reason why she had a so-called warrant for hitting a police officer, before this even happened, she got picked up for something, and she was basically trying to tell him, like, I don't want to go back to that house. I don't want to go back to the house. Y'all could take me anywhere, but I don't want to go back to the house. Y'all could take me to DT. Y'all could take me anywhere, but I do not want to go back to that house. And he's like, we can't do that. She said, well, what can I do to not go to that house? And he said, you gotta catch a charge. So she jumped up and hit him in the face.
Yeah.
What?
And I feel like this.
Oh, wow.
When a young teen like that do that, they screaming for help, and ain't nobody trying to look at the big picture. Like I said, I educate better intervention in healthy relationships, so I know certain signs. And it's crazy. Man.
So when the officer told her she would have to have a charge to not go back to the house, the assault became the charge.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what they're trying to charge her with right now.
Assault on the officer.
Assault on the officer.
And abductive.
And
with the kidnapping. But God get the last word, and I feel like Monday come, we share something.
Now
good.
this is a court hearing that's supposed to take place Monday?
Yes.
At 2:30.
At 2:30?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Now, remind you, the court appearance, her first one took place yesterday. I was at the police station trying to get more answers on her at 7:45 for the two leading officers who I spoke with during Wednesday morning. So I go, and the officer who actually reported to the scene gave me a rundown on what took place from start to finish. even what took place when he went home and came back the next day. And like he said, what was reported to him totally was different when he returned back to work. So it's multiple things he had to do whatsoever. And I said, well, what's going on with my niece? Any updates or whatever? Not at this time, but the officer will give you a call at 11. Now, all yesterday, I'm waiting on the phone call. I never got that call. Had they would have told me she had court at that time, I would have presented myself at that courthouse. I would have stuck by her side, and I would have spoke for her on her behalf.
Does she have an attorney?
Not that we know of. Not that we know of.
All right, look, when we come back, I want to continue this 12-year-old young girl, being charged with assault on a police officer and abduction of her 4-year-old brother. We have the family, the cousins in studio. We're going to have more conversation about this when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into The Truth this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for another episode of 4 Together for Kids, presented by City 4 Collective and hosted by myself, Kyle Walls, and Celeste Morgan Jr., Executive Director at City 4 Collective. We will be joined by Dr. Kadeem Ruiz of Rocket Ship Schools and Patrick Landry of Notre Dame Schools of Milwaukee, where they will provide first-hand insight into what's working in their schools. Again, that is 4 Together for Kids this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site. And to all, a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply. 12/31/2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
.101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got family in studio of the 12-year-old girl who was being charged with abduction of her younger brother and assault on a police officer, had a warrant for her arrest. This story is it's a lot going on. Matter of fact, we may not even know exactly how she's even doing now, because we don't even know if, who approved her attorney. I mean, who has custody of these children?
The guardian. So say.
So the legal guardian is who?
Dominica.
And Dominica is who to the children?
That is their aunt on the dad's side.
So this is their aunt on the dad's side.
Correct.
The mom obviously lost primary custody due to being involved with Child Protective Services or something like that.
Yes. Correct.
So, but these are still family members that are not foster parents.
Right.
What's going on, and what are these young children running from?
Abuse. Neglect.
I believe, like I said, I'm not here to bash nobody, but I believe it's something like that. And the only way we're going to find out the truth if she talk, if she re-speak her voice. And right now she don't got no voice. And I couldn't just sit back.
I am her voice.
Well,
she has a voice.
Well, she got a voice, but I mean, for herself, like, we her voice right now. I just don't want her to be looked at a certain way, because she only 12.
Right.
Correct.
Why would she not want to go back so bad that she would smack an officer to not go back there?
Okay,
the level of abuse, is it sexual abuse? Is it physical abuse?
All the above.
Oh, wow.
All the above.
Oh, wow.
Being bullied, being tortured, tormented by the guardian teenage daughters, being ridiculed, watching her sister being ridiculed, and the little brother being chastised and everything, protecting her siblings. But let's just say what pissed me off, actually, you aired 2, but where was the third one?
So it's a third sibling.
Yeah.
How old is that sibling?
11.
And she's where now? Where's the 11-year-old at?
In protective custody, right with the brother.
What?
They were together.
So were they all together?
They all was together.
So why did they only talk about 2?
That's the thing.
And it's really 3.
She only wanted that one. Technically, she wanted 2. She wanted to off the 12-year-old because the 12-year-old spoke her heart.
Was rebellious in her eyes.
Right. And she spoke what was going on in the home. Mm-hmm. She didn't like that. So let's get rid of this 12-year-old and let's keep the 11 and the 4-year-old. But it don't work like that. You took in 3, so you have to guardian all 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
And I want to say this too, because when I post that video, I didn't know it was gonna go viral. Just trying to get the.
Well, that was a huge situation going on the news.
Yeah.
But we needed you to say something, or we wouldn't even be here right now trying to get deeper into what's actually happening.
Yeah. So like for the people, I just want to set this record straight. That is my blood cousin. That's my biological cousin daughter. So that's my blood cousin, and I don't like the comments a lot of people was making.
Reading the comments.
Where was you? Where was you the whole time? When we be technical, when I first moved here 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, we had them.
Sure did.
We had them. They was at my house too.
Mm-hmm.
But as time went on, you know how that go. People take their kids back, and like at the time, I started working 2 jobs, from 2 jobs to 3 jobs to 4 jobs to becoming almost to my career with the comedian.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, where they at? They are okay. Mm-hmm. That's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. So that's why I never stepped in. But I used to hear a little stuff.
Because this is all family.
Yeah. So, but I used to hear a little stuff like a year ago. Like they used to tell me stuff, but I never had time to actually pull up on because the way my work hours is. Mm-hmm. I just left work to come here. Then when I leave here, I'm finna go to another job.
Mm. We got Deja on the lines. If you want to add to the conversation, 833-212-1017. Deja, how you doing, Deja?
How you doing, Tory Lowe? How you doing, family of the 12-year-old girl? I didn't catch y'all names, so I'm sorry.
Latanya.
Jermaine.
Nice to meet you, Latanya and Jermaine. I personally want to say this. I think that when it comes to little black girls and black women, period, our pain is always not taking them serious. It's always blunted, or it's not really nothing going on. She's overreacting, or even it can be seen as aggression. So I feel like the way she's even being portrayed in the media right now as a 12-year-old who hit a police officer and abducted her 4-year-old brother without actually knowing why she's doing all of this is honestly my biggest gripe with this whole situation, because that little girl needs justice. Somebody did something to her in her care, and she had to do that in order to keep herself and her siblings safe, and she took all of the blame and accountability, whatever you want to call it, on herself to do something about it, because the people who were supposed to guard her and be there for her did not protect her. And it's unfortunate that she's in this situation, and I just hope and pray that she'll continue to be a voice for her, because she really needs people in her corner right now, while there are people trying to paint her to be the bad person when all she's doing is protecting herself and her siblings from something tragic that happened.
Correct.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it was an extreme situation.
Yeah.
So she had to take extreme measures.
Yes. Let's just say in the home, over the course of 2 years, countless calls with different officers reporting to the home. Countless CPS calls trying to get intervention. But every time there was an intervention, they took the children back.
Oh, wow.
Let's just say my sister had her own kids in her care for more than 6 months. She was still clothing them, feeding them, sheltering them, taking them to school. The school contacted my sister because the guardian did not take the kids to school.
They was collecting a check.
That's the only thing. They wasn't taking the kids to school for a whole 2 years. My sister took her kids to school on time, every time. So when they say, oh, it's the mom this, the mom that, the mom still was taking care of her kids. That's why her kids went straight to the mother. So you want to say, let's take these kids, rip this family apart? No, you actually should give them back, because the mom is showing you she still can, keep her family together, take care of her kids.
What is the mom's status with the children? Her rights have been terminated, or she still has rights, without being terminated?
In legal stance, my sister still have rights.
Okay.
Although her termination rights was taken from her, she still have legal rights to her kids.
Right. So sometimes when Child Protective Services take the children, they just have the children in another care. That's temporary custody.
Temporary. Yeah.
But after a while, they'll get a TPR. They'll terminate the right.
Right.
After 2 years or so.
Right.
So has the termination of rights taken place?
The termination of rights taken place for 2 other children because they were adopted out, but these 3 was under a guardianship. Guardianship can be reversed.
Okay.
Meaning she can get these ones back, but not the little 2.
So it's more children. How many children total?
It's 5 total.
Okay, so 2 are already adopted out, the younger ones.
Yes.
So these are the 3 that are at the relatives, and they're in this situation due to alleged abuse, mistreatment, and this is the oldest daughter.
Right.
She acted out in a way where now the media has gotten the attention.
Correct.
Social media and the community is paying attention to this.
Yes.
What do you believe, Tanya, needs to happen so we can get to the bottom of this?
Everything needs to be reversed, and the guardians need to be in the position my niece is in. The hot seat need to be on them because they falsified this story to go nationwide to get attention. But what they didn't think, when you put out an Amber Alert, once they find the kids, they'll bring them back to me. Not this time, baby. When you do an Amber Alert, that's nationwide. Right. Everyone goes looking for the kids. It hits everything. Then you have FBI agents, other detectives trying to find kids. But you wasn't thinking in your right state of mind, because at the time when you completed this rational act, you were somewhere else, you and your boyfriend. You see what I'm saying? So always report something that's relevant, that's real. Don't be under the influence when you report a faulty story like this, because it will backfire.
Well, thank you for coming on, because I'll tell you this. The community now has an interest of what takes place with this young woman. And thank you, Jermaine, for going live and speaking out. Thank you, LaTanya, for coming, because you've been dealing with this situation for the longest.
Yeah, I was part of it.
And now we're at the situation where she's about to be charged, so she needs a voice to fight for her at this point, because it seems like her abuse, the things that she was lashing out against, has been completely ignored. And this seems like a boiling point.
Yes.
And now she's facing
whatever they throw at her.
Whatever the charges are. That's why I asked, does she have an attorney?
No.
How does that look? I mean, she can't face trial without an attorney. So how is she going to appear in court?
They told us they couldn't tell us anything about the trial or anything about this case because we're not part of the party and we're not the guardians.
They basically, because we was actually there today trying to get her, because we was looking at the news. News said 48 hours for a family relative to come and get her. So we are blood family. So we try to go get her.
Right.
And the hassle and the not being mindful of how we felt, it threw me off today. It threw me off this morning. But as my profession, I gotta be professional at all times. So I calmed down a little bit. I made a couple calls, and just like God worked, we will hopefully we praying we find out some good news Monday, and I'm praying that they release her to me or my cousin Tanya.
Well, I want to help. I want to definitely get involved and be where I need to be, because I'll tell you this, I deal with a lot of CPS situations over the years, but this one
took the cake.
It was a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and she definitely needs a voice. So she definitely needs the community to get involved in this, or she may end up being charged with a felony for the rest of her life.
And that's
trying to fight for her siblings and find a way out of what she was going through.
Correct.
And that's my fear. That's really my fear. I don't want her to be traumatized. I don't want her to be embarrassed. I don't want her to be little. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to have a case, you know what I'm saying, and growing up and can't do certain things. Because right now, she don't even know if somebody coming to get her or not.
Wow.
Like, and when I say
I'm fighting for her.
So when I say I'd be wrong as a family member and just sit there and don't say nothing, don't do nothing. I would be wrong as a big cousin to just not do nothing. So yes, I'm gonna step up. I'm totally gonna step up, and I got the resources to bag me up.
Well, thank you. I can only say that we're going to have to take this step by step. It's a lot of moving parts, especially when Child Protective Services is involved, guardianship, all of these things. Definitely need an attorney, somebody to navigate through this situation. And I'm going to try to work and see if I can grab a family law attorney to try to get involved in this as well.
Correct.
All right. Well, we'll keep everybody up to date. Any last words?
I just want to say thank you for all the people that was positive.
Yes.
That was giving good feedback and not being negative and not trying to bash us because they don't know our family.
Right.
They don't know what we went through. They don't know how it's going. Because me personally, I don't like to put none of my personal stuff on the internet. And still to this day, even though it go viral, I still feel some type of way because I don't put on my personal stuff. I just put.
Right.
I just want to say to the guardians and their side, just be mindful and respectful and stop contacting my sister, making her think her children are at her house to provoke her. Just show some respect and pray because they're going to come for you. And, I want justice for my niece on that side because you shouldn't have made this story up. You shouldn't have put her in this position or her siblings. You shouldn't have done none of that. I want the tables returned on them. I want them in the hot seat and see why they made this story up. What was in their mind?
What's the truth?
Right. Why you won't tell the truth? Just lay it out. What do you have to hide to put my niece in this type of endangerment situation for her safety, her life, everything, when you could have just gave back the kids and close your door. You don't do that. So, but I do thank you for allowing us to be on the show. But yeah, the tables need to be turned now.
Well, once again, we're going to keep everybody updated on this. It seems like this is a developing situation going on. And once again, if there's any call to actions, we'll let everybody know. And thank y'all for coming in. Jermaine, LaTanya, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
When we come back, Truth Nation, we'll be joined by advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors, it probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, sponsored by FidelityWealthManagement.com. The moment has finally come for Brianna Scurry. The iconic goalkeeper was a hero for the U.S. women's national soccer team back in the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup final. Her penalty kick save helped to vault her team to victory. But as an openly gay black woman, Scurry feels like the media and society at large wasn't quite ready to celebrate her achievements when they were happening. But as times changed, things got better for Scurry, and she started to gain the same sort of fame and notoriety that her peers got.
Now in society, it's not taboo to be out, and it's not taboo to be a player of color either. And also the fact that I did what I did and I became, essentially an iconic person over time. Now media is appreciating me more. I have a lot more sponsorships and partnerships.
Scurry recently partnered with financial services company Gainbridge as a brand ambassador. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Packers versus Bears is almost here for Game of the Week in Green Bay. A high of 20 degrees in the frozen tundra. Head coach Matt LaFleur on the cold weather.
It's negligible this week. It doesn't really matter because Chicago's in the same environment. So
kickoff is at 3:25 on Sunday. A weird week for the Milwaukee Bucks as trade talks rise and Giannis falls in the last win versus the Pistons. Bucks guard Kevin Porter Jr. on the rumors.
There's a lot of outside noise. That's just what comes with it. And, Yanni does a great job of assuring that he's wanting to be here with this group specifically.
Tip-off is tonight at 7. Marquette is heading to the state capitol to face off against the Wisconsin Badgers for college basketball in the state rivalry. That game begins tomorrow at 1 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member, FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Joining me on the show, advocate, author, Elizabeth Brown. We still got the family of the 12-year-old in studio. Elizabeth Brown, a tough story of a 12-year-old girl that was crying for help, trying to get herself out of the situation that she was in, and her younger sibling. And also I'm finding out that there was another sibling that was in the group that was never mentioned. Elizabeth Brown, what's going on? How you doing, Elizabeth?
Salute, King. It's Friday. Again, we knew that something was wrong with what was being told. Again, the recklessness of how we are criminalized in the news. For them to just, put that out there like that. What it took, because me and you deal with missing girls. Children. For the Amber Alert to go out and them to criminalize this 12-year-old who literally crying for help is above and beyond egregious. Again, we talk about, how the media portray us, what comes first, whether it was a crime when you were 16 years old or whatever, they put up, your mug shot first. The sad reality of it is the one caller who called in who stated, how Black women, just Black people in totality, when our cry for help comes out, it gets downplayed or overlooked pretty much, And the sad reality is, when I first heard them saying that this child has stole a car, kidnapped her little brother, I'm like, how do you kidnap your sibling? First of all, that this baby is out here. Just turned her into a complete monster in 2.5 seconds. There's never the questioning of why or what the cause of this child to move either way, but the reality of our community and how we are portrayed in these news feeds, how it's not thought about, how we're criminalized first, and then again, I was just talking about children's court and juvenile court, and we was just talking about the children who have been massively lead poisoned, how they wind up in the juvenile detention center and then on to the adult penal system due to the fact of whatever behaviors they're having, and nobody who massively poisoned, lead poison, or allowed this to take place is ever arrested. Salute to the family members that are in the building. Thank you so much for being the voice for this young lady. And also, I would advise to pay little to no attention to the voices who are being negative, because the reality is you're always going to have individuals who vibrating low, saying this and saying that. When you know the facts, the truth don't need you to argue for it. Continue to stand 10 toes down on what it is that you know. And thank you for speaking out, because it needs to be spoken out about. Usually this goes on in silence. Again, they'll never tell you the narrative behind why this child hit the police. But again, if she's willing to hit the police, where she was living was hell. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, look, when we come back, I want to wrap this up. I want the family to say what they need the community to do. And I want to get your final thoughts on the show as usual, Elizabeth Brown. When we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Saturday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Robert Morris Colonials.
Aguilar high on the right side. Defended tightly by Lawson. Takes him off the dribble. Gets inside. Left hand leaner. A scoop for Amar Aguilar. Dixon across the timeline with 2. Dixon left of the lane. Corner. Hubbard. 3 at the gun. It is pure. It is pure.
Scott Warris has the coverage Saturday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site. And to all, a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2025.
For 20 years, Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive has brought our community together, sharing the importance of giving, encouraging acts of kindness, and us kids helping other kids.
Join Capco and WTMJ for the 20th anniversary and a celebration of giving on Saturday,
December 13th at the Kasmeric Center for Human Performance in Grafton. This is more than just a toy drive. It's about community and learning how generosity can change lives across Wisconsin.
Be part of the magic.
Bring your family, bring your friends, and most importantly,
bring toys.
Because the joy of giving is the greatest gift of all.
Let's make this Christmas brighter for each child and family. Learn more at kidstokidstoydrive.com. That's kids, the number 2, kidstoydrive.com.
Your benefits? Competitive. And you built a culture so healthy, it's practically kombucha. Also, you can recruit the best. Building the strong workforce your company needs? That's worth working for. And here is how you get there. Here at MATC, where skills get built, best practices get hands-on practice, and industry-led programs equip candidates for their first day.
Going up.
By graduation day. Here's to turning real up-and-comers into your next hires. Here's how you get there. Here at MATC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
.1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Look, this was the show that, I'll say this, there was a lot of things we talked about today, And this story about this 12-year-old that is now in court being charged or potentially charged as a juvenile. Once again, we got the family. We got Jermaine. We got LaTanya in the studio. Elizabeth Brown, once again, another situation with Child Protective Services and families.
Absolutely. Child Protective Services and their failures. We know CPS is a mess. We have stood with several families. We know what's taking place. We know, again, like the sister just stated, when the mother is doing what she needs to do. Again, me and you done talked about this all the time. Instead of giving the mother help to maintain what it is she need to do for her kids, they would rather take the children, because we've talked about that on your show as well, how CPS is triple dipping. When it comes to taking these kids, give them to a complete stranger and pay, was it $10,000? Don't quote me, a month to somebody who was a complete stranger, versus helping the mother with funds to take care of her children so they don't have to be in a home. And when they are violated in these homes that CPS place them in, the individuals who violated these children don't get charged. They just move the kids to another home, medicate them to make sure they're receiving more monies when these individuals receive these children. Again, that's a whole nother overhaul for a whole nother time, King, when we talking about CPS and the mess that they created.
Well, I want the family to let us know, what can we as a community do to try to assist in moving forward? What do you need the community to do, those that are out there listening?
Man, pay attention to the facts. Pay attention to what our kids say, not just my kid, but everybody's kid, because no child need to go through nothing like this.
Make a safety plan, exit. So when kids face tortures or be in danger, have an escape route so they'll know from start to finish what to do, where to go, who to call, where to meet up, because that's technically what actually took place with my niece.
Oh, wow.
Me and her made a plan on Sunday. We sat down, we mapped the plan this time for the last time.
Wow.
And that Amber Alert, which was false, took place. That messed her plan up. Because she was at safety. I was getting them out. I've been working on this for 2 years. I was getting them out.
And I'm going to say this too. How you think I knew
where they was
out the gate that they wasn't kidnapped? They wasn't in danger. I said that when the video went viral. I know they not kidnapped. I know she didn't abduct that child. I know she not armed and dangerous.
Right.
Yeah. Even on the news broadcast, when I said we mapped out a plan.
This seems like
no Amber Alert. It wasn't no ambush. She didn't take her brother. She took him to safety.
This seems like a situation that had hit a boiling point, because this had been going on. This is not the first time that they have left that house. Correct. This is not the first time that y'all had to get involved and try to mitigate some of the worst ideas going on, abuse. Yeah. I still ain't. I mean, if you willing to give us the information, I still don't understand the level of abuse that was going on. Because was it sexual abuse, physical abuse? I mean, what?
Physical, verbal, sexual.
Wow.
Mental. But the physical, especially on an artistic little child who can't speak, but he most definitely can tell you who hit him in the home. He spoke those words. The middle child, who they never mentioned, she's starting to speak up. Downright to the oldest, from start to finish. When the detective asked, she said, "Where do you want me to start? How about this? I'll start from worst to good." We're not going to start from good to worse. Let's start from worse to good.
And this was all ignored.
all ignored.
And now the child, the 12-year-old, is being charged. Wow. Wow.
Punished again, violated again by the same system that's supposed to protect her.
Supposed to protect her. And she asked him downright, am I in trouble for anything? Because I didn't do nothing. You woke the 4-year-old and 11-year-old up out their sleep to get them ready, put their clothes on so the police can come in and get them as a rescue mission. So they messed up plan.
So they put this false narrative out there.
Yeah.
That the kids were in danger when they was really running from danger.
Right.
Got them and almost took them back to the danger.
Exactly. Which they kept taking them back to the danger for a whole 2 years. The kids kept calling. CPS kept
And this is on record.
On record. They concealing it.
Wow.
Concealing it.
So they villainized this 12-year-old for trying to save her siblings.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Wow.
And this is why we're upset. This is why I'm pissed. This is why I'm speaking out. I'm showing up. Because not only are you making a mockery of my nieces and nephews, but now you taking this to a whole nother level. I want the community
And when
to
this
speak
is
out
all said and done, the one that was
Yeah.
sexually abused, physically abused, verbally abused is the one that's being accused.
One
Yes,
that
that's
being
locked
accused.
up right now.
Wow.
And then on top of it, when you talk about sexual, when a child is touched on by not only someone you're dating or living with, you look at her and you tell her, what do somebody want to touch you for? You ain't nobody to touch on or look at. Well, hell, he did it. And she came to you for assistance and help because she trusted you and you bashing her.
And the 12-year-old told you what happened.
Told her exactly what
Told
happened.
you.
Yeah, she told me.
You
on
know
Sunday,
what happened.
On Sunday, yes. She told me out of her own mouth. And my jaw dropped. I said, niece, let's make up a plan right now. I told her to get a track phone from Family Dollar. Get a $5 track phone because she was going back for evidence. I need evidence against them because I'm tired of going back. Now, this is her mind speaking. I called the police, CPS, and they just keep taking me back to this home. I just need evidence. But you know what? She got evidence. She got evidence in the phone her mom gave her, an iPhone that the guardian took from her that won't come give it back.
Is it locked?
No, it's not locked. The guardian have it.
All right. Well, look, we're going to continue to try to help and assist. And I appreciate y'all for coming in.
Thank you.
Jermaine, LaTanya, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Elizabeth Brown. I appreciate you.
All right, King. Prayers up for the
Seems like
family.
we got a lot of work to do as usual.
Absolutely. I'm here for it. Let's get it.
All right.
One love. Salute.
God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thank you to everybody that joined the show today. Everybody out there in Radio Land. Salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful chat. If you have not joined the chat community, you missing out on a whole another show going on in the chat. Look, let me tell you something. We got to get to the bottom of this, and we are going to try to aid and assist in any way we can. We cannot allow a victim to be victimized. Hey, look, keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Today's Associated Bank Black Business Give Back Spotlight.